Hi, and welcome to my EcoBUZZ. I'm Jessica Gregory. Probably at one time or another, you've found yourself at a mealtime faced with the dilemma to slurp or not to slurp. Well, maybe this sort of behavior isn't welcome at the dinner table, but out in nature, it happens way more than you might think. In this episode, we're going to explore how plants slurp water, or in more sciencey terms, how they transport water using a process called transpiration. Transpiration is the mode by which water moves out of the soil and into the air, passing through plants in the process. It's one of the ways that Earth's water gets recycled and accounts for about 10% of the moisture in our atmosphere at any given time. Okay, so maybe you're thinking, I thought plants needed water to grow. Why would they send it into the air? That's a great question. Plants do need water to grow and keep their cells healthy and functioning. But plants actually require water for several other important roles as well, like staying upright, absorbing nutrients from the soil, and cooling themselves off when it's hot. Yep, that's right. Too much heat is damaging to living cells. All of this is accomplished through transpiration, which sends as much as 99% of a plant's water into the air. So how does it work? Water's natural cohesiveness due to hydrogen bonds is partly to blame. In other words, water molecules like to stick together, so where one goes, others will follow. Plants also have tiny pores on their leaf surfaces called stomata, and when these stomata pores are open, water travels through the plant. Something else happens in the stomata too. Carbon dioxide, or CO2 gas, is absorbed into the plant where it is used in photosynthesis to make sugars. Think about this for a minute. When you breathe, you use your mouth and nose to take in oxygen, while simultaneously releasing CO2 from your lungs. Of course, plants don't have mouths, usually. So they instead use their stomata for gas exchange. Stomata allow water to leave the plant. But what is the driving force behind it? When the stomata are open, the water holding capacity of the air, or relative humidity, creates a negative pressure gradient that suctions water up into the roots from the soil, and then up through the plant through tiny vein-like structures called xylem. This process is very much like sucking through a straw. Environmental conditions also influence the rate of transpiration, such as temperature, wind speed, and available light. Ta-da! That's transpiration. It's a great system. When stomata are open, water is lost, but CO2 is gained. But there's one problem. Water is lost at a much greater rate than the rate at which CO2 is taken in. And if too much water is lost, the plant could die. This creates an unfortunate paradox. Stomata pores must be open to collect CO2 for photosynthesis, but this results in water loss from the plant. As a result, plants have adapted some pretty cool techniques to slow transpiration. Some have hairy stems and small leaves or a waxy coating that makes it difficult for water molecules to escape. Desert plants like cacti even close their stomata during the day when water loss is more likely to occur, and instead open them at night. Plants are pretty amazing, but if you're not impressed yet, try this on for size. Coast redwood trees grow along the Pacific coast of California and Oregon and are some of the largest trees in the world. With the ability to grow to nearly 400 feet tall, you can imagine they would need a lot of water. The amount of force needed to pull water to a height of 400 feet is negative 270 psi, about 9 times the pressure in fully inflated car tires. So the next time you have the urge to go against your mother's wishes and slurp that drink, well, I suppose you're in good company. If you've been watching my EcoBUZZ for a while and have enjoyed naturing with me, would you consider becoming a sponsor? Visit myecobuzz.org to learn more. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, happy naturing.